one of the things as business owners is that we have to know where we're going. We have to have vision.
As a fractional leader, we are strategy first. Apply that principle to your business too. You can Google your way to success, but it's a long and painful journey. Get help. Find your community, find your people, find your Atiba and Dean relationship, right?
And I know that this is going to help a lot of people because this is where most people fail. And then they tuck tail and run. So I was at a conference for fractional executives recently, and I was having a conversation with someone who, they started their fractional business earlier in the year, and they were lamenting that they didn't realize it was going to be this hard. And they were reaching a place where, oh my gosh, what? And you could almost hear the gasping of breath as they were talking, and like they were just hyperventilating to even tell the story of what the last few months have been like. And I stood there, Dean, and I wanted to ask, what did you expect? And so it made me realize that most people don't know what to expect in their first 3 to 6 months of being a fractional executive.
Yeah. They don't. I think they come out of this thing, they come out of corporate, whatever their prior life was, and they expect it to just be this seamless transition into opulence, right? And clients are coming at me and it's all great and happy, working 20 hours a week and I'm making $500,000 and it's all good. I wish that for you guys. I really do. I wish that happened for all of us, but that's just not the reality for most. So let's dig into some of the things to expect and the things that you can do to prevent the downside of what could happen.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So,
yeah. And can we also touch this one that I hear all the time too, is I just need one more client.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. So how should we tackle this? Should we go forward and say, okay, starting your business and through the first 6 months, or should we start at the end and work backwards? What do you think we should do here today?
I think let's start with mindset first.
Okay, great.
And then I think we jump forward. Then we jump forward to 6 months, and then we can work our way back. So mindset. Here's the thing: expect and embrace discomfort. Expect it. You're no longer in this controlled environment with budget and resources around you. Assuming you've come out of corporate, you're in with this sort of very predictable routine of meetings and so on, and what, regardless of your role, is very predictable. This is now, we've just dropped you down in the middle of the desert with no mat and very little to drink. And we said, go figure it out, dude. You don't even know which way is north at this point. That's literally what it can feel like starting a business, because you're not just creating a revenue stream for yourself. Hopefully you're thinking about this as in terms of building a business. And there's a lot of reasons for that, which we can get into. So expect and embrace discomfort. That is now your new world. And it doesn't go away. This is my 20th year in consulting. And it's like you've got many decades as well, right? In business.
Yeah.
It doesn't change. It doesn't go away. It doesn't go away. It does change. It evolves, right? What we are uncomfortable about changes over time.
But at the same time, if you're still uncomfortable about the same thing that you were uncomfortable about 6 months ago, the problem is you've not grown.
Very well said. Very well said. So hopefully what your discomfort is driven from changes and evolves over time, right? So when I'm a natural introvert, like all day long. But yeah, I'm on a podcast, I do public speaking, I'm in front of crowds all the time. People say, no way. Yeah. I've learned to be just aligned with that discomfort. Now that I'm not uncomfortable, you put me in front of a room of 1,000 people, I'll do my thing. I'm now uncomfortable about other things in life. So we should evolve as humans. So the mindset piece, expect and embrace discomfort. It's just where you're at. The other thing, so there are 3 pieces to this, the discomfort. The second is, don't try and figure it out on your own. You can Google your way to success, but it's a long and painful journey. Get help. Find your community, find your people, find your Atiba and Dean relationship, right? Find your people, pay for it, get it for free. I don't care. Don't
Get it.
figure it out on your own.
On your own,
And
yes.
find those people that are ahead of you on their journey that can share the wisdom. So that's number two.
And not just ahead of you, too. And oh my gosh, his name is slipping my mind who said this and that I heard recently. And he said, I'm ahead of a lot of you, but what I want you to understand is I've got a flashlight on the front of my helmet helping me see where I'm going, but I've also put a flashlight on the back of my helmet so that you can see the light that I'm leaving so you know where to follow. So it's also finding those people who are willing to put that light on. Okay. Super important.
Yeah. Which is why we started the Fractional Pros podcast, right?
Yeah.
To be that spotlight for people. That's why I created the Fractional Launchpad, to be that spotlight. So that's perfect. Yeah. And then the third is expect everything to take longer than you hoped. Yeah, right? Everything will take longer than you hoped. I don't care what it is. Configuring your Google email account on day one will take longer than you hoped. Everything else that follows will take longer than you hoped. And that's okay. That's okay.
Mhm.
So those are my three mindset, philosophical things that people just start business, whatever. Oh, need to keep those in mind.
Those are really good. Those are really good. So once we set up our mindset, we get that right mindset. We know that there are going to be challenges. We know we're going to be uncomfortable. We know it's going to take long. We know we need the mentors around it, the guides around, the people who are blazing can give us that light so that we can see. We know, okay, so we've got that. We've got that. I'm armed with that, Dean.
All right.
Right?
What's next?
What's next?
What's next? So you said, should we start 6 months out and work our way back? I think that's a really good perspective. And here's why. You need to be crystal clear of where you want to be in 6 months. Where you want
But Dean,
to be.
I just want to be rich.
And I want that one next client, right? Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Rich.
Dean, I just want another client in 6 months. I mean, can we just do that?
I want to replace my corporate salary and I want these benefits. That's sort of where people rush to. But I think we've got to slow the roll here and get really clear and realistic about what 6 months out might look like. Knowing that it's going to take longer than you. So we'll break it down. Let's break it down financially first, because at the end of the day, we may do the work we love to do, but we also want to get paid to do it. It keeps the lights on, keeps the kids happy, all the things. So from a financial standpoint, what would be the bare minimum income that you want to have generated in 6 months? Or have your...
How would somebody figure that out? Like, do I just take, if I was coming from corporate, do I just take my salary and whatever that was, that's what I want? Or do I take my salary minus something? Or do I take my salary plus? Like, how do I figure out what that bare minimum? Do I just make it up?
Well, there's a little bit of best guess, honestly. Well, realistically, you're not going to replace your corporate salary in the first 2 years. I'll feel like a big slap in the face and like a holy cow. But don't, because if you think about your corporate salary, let's talk about your package. You've got your salary. You've got any kind of bonuses, stock options, all of that.
Benefits.
You've got your benefits, paid
vacation
time
days.
off.
It's
all part of the financial package that you had. It's going to take a couple of years to replace all that. It really is. So if we pull back, let's take benefits out, because benefits is probably a whole episode. Like, what do we do as solopreneurs on benefits conversation? But let's take that out. Let's just talk about cash in the door, income. You've got 3 to 6 months of expenses saved. You've got that cash saved. So every month that you make money, you extend your runway for success of growing your business.
Right.
So that's why I say 6 months out, what is your minimum? So if you, let's say your personal monthly nut is, I don't know, 15 grand. You're going to make 15 grand before taxes, because again, as a solopreneur, as a business owner, taxes are now a thing. You got to pay employer.
That's an expense you have to pay.
30%.
An expense.
You allow for 30% of your income for taxes. So If you say let's say your monthly night is 15 grand, you've got to be generating about $20,000 in revenue, give or take, right, to cover that.
Yes.
So, but let's say you want to make $15,000 a month, right? After taxes are set aside. Okay. Because that's going to cover your personal expenses. It's going to cover the kids' dental work and all
School
of
and
it.
all the stuff. Yeah.
So you've just got to think about, what is your personal budget? If you don't have a personal budget, if you don't know what your monthly expenses are,
It's time.
you're just throwing darts at a wall with your eyes closed. You gotta have very clear goals. So that would be on a day one or prior to leaving corporate. You look at your personal expenses, say, here are the things we can stop doing and stop spending on for the next year. We're not going to take 3 vacations to the Bahamas while I build my business. You're investing in yourself and your business. So personal budget that's pared down as much as possible. Then you divide that out.
So hold on. So is that part of being uncomfortable? There might be lifestyle change?
Maybe, my friend. Maybe.
Because you just said I can't go to the Bahamas, but I surely can keep my Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, and Paramount streaming, can't I?
Hey, you can keep anything you want, my friend. Anything you want. But if you're ready to really invest in yourself and your business, you've got to make some serious moves. You really do.
Yeah.
You do. So obviously, we're kind of talking in jest. The truth is that where can you come? Our personal budgets tend to grow over time as our income grows. Just naturally. It's just a natural, we have a little extra we can spend.
Yes.
Find all of that stuff and get rid of it. Get rid of it before. If you can get rid of it 6 months before you leave corporate, now you've built that war chest of cash even faster.
Yes.
So that's how I think about what our 6-month goal is. If it's 15 grand a month, I need to have 2 clients that pay me $7,500 a month. Obviously, let's say the taxes piece out, just for simple math here.
Just for simple math, yeah.
2 clients, $7,500. That's my goal. Now I've got a number and I've got a client acquisition goal in mind as well.
Yes.
And so for $7,500, what do I have to do? Is this a 3-day-a-week fractional thing? Is this an ongoing advisory kind of client? What does that look like? We can work through that. But now you know, in 6 months, I want to have 2 paying clients. Now all of a sudden, I'm not in the desert nomad. I've got a destination in mind. Now I've got to build a map to get to my destination.
Yep.
So that's sort of how I think about the financial piece of 6 months out.
Yeah. I think it's such good advice as well, because it's one of the things as business owners is that we have to know where we're going. We have to have vision. When you worked as an employee, or heck, sometimes even as a consultant, you're just dictated to. You're just a cog in the wheel, right? But now you actually have to have that plan. Now, you're not living every day obsessing about that end goal, because you still want to live today and enjoy the process of what you're going through right now. But you know that when you take an action today, I'm taking that action today because it's going to get me closer to that end goal that we set forth. It's not just it's just a random action that I'm taking today.
Yeah, it's acting with intention.
Yeah.
Acting with intention it's so important. It comes back to, in some ways, as a fractional leader, we are strategy first. Apply that principle to your business too, right? If some random on the street said to you, hey, can you help me launch this business? And your business mind kicks in, you're thinking goals and strategies and ICPs. Guess what? Apply that skill set to your business too. You don't have to have a 50-page business plan to launch by any stretch. I advise you to not do that. If you can't put your business plan and goals on one sheet, you're overthinking it.
Yes.
So you've got your financial goals for 6 months. You've got your client acquisition goals 6 months out. So let's say the 2 clients, we use a 2-client scenario. A reasonable expectation would be to land that first client in the first 90 days, probably 90, maybe 120 days. And that second client within the next 2 to 3 months later. So you hit 6 months, now you've got your 15 grand a month in revenue coming, right? But you've got there now. A lot of folks that are out there doing just random acts of marketing and networking, and they're 6 months in, they're like, holy crap, I'm not there. I've got nothing in the funnel. Cash is running out. They didn't take our advice early on, which is don't try and figure this out on your own.
Yeah.
And don't take generic advice from people that have never been there before.
Fact.
Right? There's plenty of bros out there that will give you marketing advice. And it doesn't work because it doesn't work for them. What they're trying to sell you in lead generation, you're like, would you really do that for me? No, don't do that. I don't want you to represent me, right? They've never seen success. They're just selling smoke and mirrors.
Yes.
So be careful who you take advice from, nonetheless. So that's a big piece of it. Then the other thing to expect in the first 6 months is you're going to kiss a lot of frogs to find that one prince or princess, right? You're going to talk to a lot of people when you network. You're going to spend a lot of time networking because everybody you meet is going to say, Atiba, meet lots of people, network.
Yep. And when you go network, a lot of those people will say, oh my gosh, yes, you're great and you're wonderful. And it would sound like they're ready to either hire you or refer you, and they're a fraud.
Nothing. Network like crazy is bad advice. It's bad advice. I was talking to a gentleman this week. He came out of corporate. He's at this 5-6 month period, started panicking a little bit. And the organization he kind of hitched his wagon to trained him, said, you need to do at least 100 networking meetings a month. He's had over 900 a month. He's had over 900. He reached out to over 900 people on LinkedIn to set networking meetings. Yeah, he's 6 months in and hasn't closed a deal. Bad advice.
Well, and I can tell you one of the big reasons is he has zero time to do follow-up.
Yeah.
Zero time to build relationship with any of those people. People don't refer and or become your clients unless they build relationship with you. And that takes time and it takes investment.
It does. But again, we used that word intentionality earlier. And what would you rather do? Would you rather meet with 50 people that have a high likelihood of referring you, or 500 people that you connected on LinkedIn, you had one 30-minute conversation and poof, they're gone out of your life? 500
to 50.
Oh, 50, right. So how do you know which 50 to meet with? So here's a bit of advice for new to networking viewers. I'm sure you've heard or you've been told you need to create your ideal client profile. A detailed description of who your ideal client is. And that's a whole episode. I know we have episodes on that. We could do more in the future. But nobody talks about figuring out who your ideal referral partner is. What are the characteristics of your ideal referral partner?
Yeah, that's a good one.
If you want to attract people that have a high likelihood of reciprocity kicking in, figure out who they are. I'll give you a very simple example. Let's say I'm a CMO and I work with manufacturers. I came out of manufacturing. That's my background. That's my market. I know manufacturing. I'm going to go after manufacturers. And I meet Atiba. And Atiba works with the medical profession. We're good buds. We get on. But is there a likelihood of me being able to refer him, a medical professional, or Atiba being able to refer a manufacturer? Very low odds. Very low odds.
Very low.
So that's one element of your ideal referral partner profile is alignment around ICP.
Yes, absolutely.
See, if that's the single filter you use to figure out, do I need to spend more time with this individual or not? Use it. That's the one thing that can narrow down the wasted time and effort in networking.
Talking to the wrong people. Yes.
Wrong people. That increases the odds of them being able to refer you and vice versa.
And let me just interject as someone who does a lot of networking as well. It is also a little bit of art and science too, because, and I remember, so I'll tell this story. So my wife was going through this and she was lamenting to me that she goes to these events. There are lots of people, 500, 600, 700 people, but she walks away only meeting 5 or 6 people. And a lot of the people that 5 or 6 were the wrong people, right? And she says, because I met them, I didn't know who they were. We started a conversation, and then I never know how to get out of the conversation. And so then I end up talking to this person who is the wrong person for me for an hour. And I miss all these other people who could have been right for me. And so there is a little bit of art in the science there. And so I shared with her a couple techniques, which I'm going to share at least one right now with you, okay? And so for me, guys, when I'm having a conversation, let's say me and Dean meet at an event and we strike up a conversation, and I realize that he's not right for me, okay? In terms of a partner, what have you. It's cool. We might still be good friends later on, but right now, while we're networking, not so great. I'm going to listen for who Dean needs. Because chances are, in my travels, either before or in this room, I've met someone who might meet Dean's needs. And so as soon as I realize we're not aligned, but you might align with Mary, I say, Dean, have you met Mary? You haven't? Okay. Mary's over there. Let's go take a walk. I think you and Mary will also hit because she's, and now I go over and I make this introduction. And as they are locking eyes and doing the introduction, I slowly step away. And I just fade away and let them continue.
Yeah. Love it. Love it.
Right? And so it's a little bit of an art there, but you've got to, you can't get stuck in those conversations.
You can't. And that comes with the time and experience. What you just described, I use a very similar approach. And there's a dual benefit there. One is you've connected two people that maybe have a higher likelihood of helping each other out. But secondly, those two people now subconsciously feel like they owe you a connection.
That's right.
So when they're done with that conversation and they keep schmoozing in the room, like, who can I connect Atiba to? Because he just connected me to Sally and she was awesome. It just builds credibility and be known as that connector. The other thing you can do, and this is a little more direct, if you're stuck in a situation, you can say, Atiba, 5 minutes in, you'll know. 5 minutes in, you'll know. You can say, Atiba, it's been a huge pleasure getting to know. Let's just keep each other in mind. I'm going to let you go meet some other folks who know that's what you're here.
That's beautiful too.
And you just step back and let them go, because what are they going to say?
Let them go.
That's why that's a networking event. So you don't have to ever be stuck in a conversation, and you don't have to be rude about it. So a couple of techniques for you guys to try if you're ever at an event. But you don't know that unless you're really clear on what makes a good referral partner for you. So ICP alignment, there are two other components to a referral partner profile we don't have time to go into, but at least align around common ICP, common clients.
But let me ask you something. Do you cover those in the Launchpad?
Absolutely. We help you build out the whole profile and train you on how to do this.
And so so you're hearing this here, right? You do have to network. You do. In that first 3 to 6 months, you got to be clear on where you're going. You do have to network, but it's about networking effectively and finding really those princes or princesses, depending on what you like, that either are going to become your clients or lead you to new clients. And in that, it's recognizing the toads early. And it's okay that they're a toad. It's not derogatory that they're a toad, right? But you need to be systematic about this, and you need to build this referral partner profile. That's why when Dean talked about it a little bit earlier, in that first 3 to 6 months as well, the mindset side and having someone who's got the light on behind them so that you can see, one of Dean's lights is this profile. You need to go check out his Launchpad so you can get this profile. It's going to save you hours and months. And so, Dean, can we drop a link to your Launchpad in the comments of the description today?
We'll drop it, yeah. And for those that haven't got their file yet, fractionallaunch.com. Go check it out and hop on our YouTube channel. Go to our podcast. We cover a lot of this stuff in many of these episodes. There's lots of great resources.
Yeah. Well, fantastic, buddy. So now we've got a bit of a skeleton and a blueprint for the first 3 to 6 months. We really appreciate that, man, and laying that out. And I know that this is going to help a lot of people, because this is where most people fail, and then they tuck tail and run.
You do.
right? And they
Yeah.
could have been doing massive things in terms of helping and having impact in industry. Okay.
Yeah.
If they had gotten this right. So, Dean, thank you. And as always, everybody, we're the Fractional Pros. He's Dean. I'm Atiba. We'll see you next time.
See you next time, guys.